Bad bishop, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? The French is a popular opening. I think it starts out when people are young and are afraid to go scholar's mate, and then if you play e6, there will be no mate on f7. Unfortunately, a lot of players keep on playing the French. I think the French is a good opening, but it does have a drawback, and that is the bishop on c8. In today's game, we're going to see how to exploit that. And this is an example of a bad bishop gone seriously wrong. It's I'm white against Stellan Brynell, who is, by the way, played the French his whole life. And this game was from 1998, the year when I became a Grandmaster. And this was from this tournament where I became a Grandmaster. And the funny thing is, Stellan has played the French all his life. He's still playing it. And how bad can it go for an expert in the French? And this is an example of that. Okay, let's go. I'm white. I play the e4. This has been my main move as an adult. When I was a junior, I played mostly d4. But I play all moves, by the way. When you're above a certain age, you can play all openings. And I think I tried all openings with both white and black, actually. From the Aliekin, the French, the Caro-Kann, Spanish, all lines of the Sicilian. Tried everything. So okay, this is the terrace variation, and this is knight f6 is the main variation. I think c5 is a better move, to be honest, than knight f6. Knight f6 does carry some strategic risk, but it's also more double-edged, and it leads to interesting play. Yeah. Okay, and here we see that white has this pawn here, which gives him a space advantage. We also see that this bishop down here is in danger of becoming bad. So in general, I think white has an advantage, but black's position is both rather solid, but it also has a lot of counter-attacking potential. So it is very interesting position, but I believe that most players who like this with black, and I think there is a lot, they like, of course, the counterplay you can get, but I also think they underestimate the advantage that white actually have. As it's like a nominal advantage. It's not an advantage that it will take time to get it, but unless black plays precise and aggressively, white will be better. And I'm not sure all French players actually knows this. I think they have a very strong belief in the French, and they're not really then they're not sensing the danger. Anyway, this is and this queen b6. They don't play this move anymore. This was very popular due to John Watson's book on the French. John Watson is a very popular writer. I think he's probably making too big a case for black in both the French and especially in his book on the modern Benoni. I'm not sure I like all his lines, and this line is one of the lines I don't really like. The main line move is to take on d4 and play f6. Okay, we have to cover on d4, take and f6. This is all well-known theory. Knight takes, and we get this typical structure here, where white has make that green. White has a sort of weak pawn on d4, and black has these two hanging pawns. The problem with these pawns is that this pawn on e6 is weak. And it's sort of isolated, but if it moves forward, the other pawn will become weak. So black's structure is more or less permanently weakened by this setup. But he does have, and this is where the fun comes in, he does have the f file. Sometimes he has the c file. He does have a potential good bishop here, and he does have a potential attack against f2 and the d4 pawn. So it's not all bad. We also see that this bishop down here on c8 could become rather bad. But the thing is with bad bishops, they defend good pawns. This is a very important thing to remember, that in general, bad bishops, well, they may not be able to do so much, but if they can't do much, then they can defend a lot. And well, so often, which is kind of counterintuitive, is that when you have trying to win, you probably at some point you probably have to exchange them to win something. Anyway, and here White would love to play bishop f4, but it doesn't really work. b2 is hanging. So instead of I play b3, and this is not with the idea to go here, as we will see. It's to go here. So it was basically just to cover the pawn. Another idea is rook b1, by the way, and that's not bad either. But I played this with great success as White. I don't know what the theoretical verdict is at the moment. And he plays this is and here he's attacking the knight, Stellan, and I played this move and protecting this pawn, which was also under attack, probably. And here I think the best move is bishop d7, but he's afraid that I will take on e4 and play knight d5. I think this might be good for White. I've analyzed it a little bit, and it's not completely clear though. But he did play this move, and this move I don't like. I don't like this move. The knight is not very good at d6, and black in general have to be active. And here he drifts into a passive position, and that's simply wrong. Okay, queen here. This is a good move, covering the black squares. I'm not afraid of this because he doesn't have enough firepower to get on with an attack after that. And the pawn will actually go to f4, where it will keep his pieces locked down. Here we see the concept of overprotecting. I'm overprotecting this pawn. I have explained earlier the reason why you overprotect, and I can recommend that video. That's one of my favorite videos, by the way. It's an important concept, and I apparently already knew about it when I was as strong I am, which I was at the time. Bishop go back, so he was maybe attacking d4, and anyway, I'm defending it a lot because all his play revolves around that pawn, and if he can't sort of get to it, then White will be better. Here comes another idea. Black is trying to maybe get some going on the queen side, but I can easily stop that, and it's because I overprotected this, I'm able to use the knight. He went here and attacking the bishop and getting the knight into this nice square. And of course, this is where you want the rooks. I think I'm already clearly better. Rook here, so was here, and here I think he should play a4. I will play b4, but at least this is that must be a better idea than what he did. He played this move, attacking the knight, but I'm not unhappy about exchanging it. The thing is, I want to keep his bishop on c8 on the board. This guy, I will make sure it has nothing to do ever, and then I will try to make him have a very passive position, and eventually win something. And this works out perfectly. He took with the rook, knight up here. I'm starting to maybe threaten something somewhere here. So he's defending, and the knight needs maybe to be defended. So I've just played d3. Also gives some air for the king. Of course, this would be dangerous if if this bishop here was near my king side, but it's not, and it can't be. A4, and this was probably a mistake, because it actually just loses a pawn. I took it, and he played here at attacking both pawns, but I'm not afraid to give up the bishop, because I don't see how he will ever exploit the white squares on my king side, and if he can't do that, then his bishop will be very bad. So here, oops, attacking the queen, and exchanging his active rook. I have a clear pawn more and a better minor piece, so white has already a clear advantage. And we see that the plan with knight d6 was not the best, and white hasn't done anything. He's just playing normal natural move, but he's already clearly better, and it's time to move around. There was an idea. The knight will be very strong on d3, and I'm controlling all the dark squares now. And he's also, his bishop is really bad. Knight attacking, and it's locked down here. Attacking, maybe attacking. Oops, messing around like this. But what I'm really after is this, of course this guy, and this is and here is the strategy for this kind of position. White is in complete control, and the most important thing is to keep control. Don't let black out. Keep him in. Keep this bishop down here, and take away all counterplay before you try to win material. He took here, and decided that the pawn was actually strong. So I'm now definitely a totally clear pawn up. His bishop, well, the problem for him is if it could be on f, for instance here, it would be okay, but on everywhere else it's just bad. And I'm controlling, I'm attacking here, but I don't really want to win that pawn yet. I want to win them, and so I'm not going to do anything. I got everything covered. He doesn't have any counterplay. His rook can't get out. But okay, here he played this move, and now it's time to harvest pawns. And well, I'm 2 pawns up now, but and I'm having a kingside attack. You can get mated in one move, or you can try go here. This is of course totally hopeless, and after this move Stellan resigned. And it's kind of funny to see that a very seasoned French player did get this kind of really bad bishop. I think Stellan afterwards told me that he really learned a lot from this game, and his results with white improved a lot, and probably with black as well, because later on he played, I think he played c5 and a6 against me and achieved a draw rather easily in the Bundesliga. So, but the line with knight f6 is strategically risky, and you should be careful with black. You have to play actively. You have to seek your chances. It's a double-edged opening, and you're already giving away some positional concessions. So make sure you're getting your fair share of the play. This was GM Talks. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe.